Hey guys, it's Ep50 here, and welcome back to episode 50 of my Manchester City career. Now in today's episode, we're going to be getting with plenty more matches in today's episode. We've got Watford to begin things. That's in the EFL Cup. That's the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup as well. A game against Aston Villa, which will sim. A game against Sevilla, which we'll play a few days later. Then a game against Stoke City, which we'll play. And then a game against Stoke City to finish off today's episode, which will also sim as well. So hopefully playing 3 matches here, simming 2. The games are very, very close together, so they're kind of like 3 and 4 days apart. So that's going to make things a little bit tricky. But in the last episode, if you didn't see it, we've got back on track. We're now back on form. The manager rating suggests otherwise, but we are now back on form with this new formation that we've gone with, suggested by one of you guys in the comments section below. And then we're going to wait and see whether we can continue that in today's episode. So before we get into things, if we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I'd really appreciate it. I really do appreciate all the support on the channel and on the videos in general. So thank you all so much for that. Also, if you want to join my fantasy football league, if you've already created a team, then you can join my league. The code is on the screen right now, and you can join. And obviously it's already started, but it doesn't make a difference because if you've already got a team, then you can still join whenever. So feel free to do that. The link to that is in the description below as well. Let's crack on with today's episode and play this game against Watford. This is the side I've gone with. Carter starts in goal. Down low at right back, Tarmac, Garner and Rose in defence. In front of that, I've got Fabian Delph, Gundogan, Roberts, Diaz, Moreno and Sergio Aguero starting up front by himself. This is the bench I've gone with. A rotated bench. There's a few players missing out. We played fairly recently, but still a good enough team, I think, to get ourselves into the next round here against Watford. Let's see how we get on. It's a quarter-final match, and we want to go even further. We want to win the EFL Cup, so we've got to get through these sort of matches. Okay, here we go. A bit of snow on the ground for this match. We're obviously now into December, and by the end of the episode, we should be getting towards the back end of December. So next episode will be in the January transfer window, which will be very exciting. Hopefully try and bring in Neymar, providing that he wants to actually join us. So yeah, let's focus on this game first of all, though. Let's see how we get on. A rotated team, a few youngsters playing this match, but I'm hoping still enough to get ourselves into the next round. Diaz switching out here to Moreno. Good bit of space for him to work in. Moreno going to have to shoot, I think, by himself. Oh, and he's put us 1-0 up already. 5 minutes into this match, and Moreno scores. What a start to this game. Needed an early goal again to settle us down a little, make sure we get back into the rhythm that we were in last episode. And Moreno's provided that brilliantly in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Smashing it past the keeper who couldn't handle it into the back of the net. Great start to the game, and I think we are back in form here well and truly with this new formation. Aguero through to Gundogan. Great chance for Gundogan. Good save. Nearly followed up by Diaz. I thought it was going to be a second goal there. Just managed to clear it there, did the Watford defence. And we are looking at the moment in a really good bit of form here. Going to go for the cross. Moreno was in there. It's going to go out for a corner. At the moment, really putting a lot of pressure on Watford, having to deal with a lot in their box. Hopefully going to try and continue that with this corner. Oh, we've connected with it. Headed off the line though. Again, the second goal is prevented. Diaz going to work the ball out here to Danilo, who's got forward nicely. Going to play it back to Diaz now, trying to get into the box. It might fall for Aguero to shoot, and it has done. It's 2-0. We've managed to extend the lead. We've doubled the lead now as well. 26 minutes in, Sergio Aguero gets the goal this time around. The captain for this game, chosen because he seemed like the player with the most experience at the club on the pitch for today's match. But he gets the goal here as well. Good finish past Pantilimon, I think it is, in goal. And we've managed to double our lead, made it 2-0. And at the moment, we're looking really, really good. Watford having very few chances so far. Oh, fallen to Moreno. Moreno going to come inside on his right foot. This time it shoots. Good save by the keeper. Diaz is in there. Not able to challenge for it in the end. And that will be it for the first half. Still winning the game 2-0. Really, really good performance. Completely in control. Watford with, I think, 1 chance so far. Okay, 2 changes at half-time. We're going to bring on Lewis and Ferreira. That means we'll take off Gundogan and Sergio Aguero. Just going to rest those 2 guys. Obviously, very important players for us. So we are going to be taking them off just to rest them. We're 2-0 up in a good position at the moment. And yeah, we are going to stick Ferreira, one of the youngsters, up front. And see how that goes. It might seem a little bit of a strange idea, but we are 2-0 up, like I say, and we are playing some good football at the moment. So I'm happy to do that. Happy to try out some other players. We've got 1 more sub left now in the game. It might be that we bring on Ferreira, the left back, at some point. I'm not really too sure yet. Ferreira into Moreno. Moreno's just going to shoot from this angle. Oh, it's caused the keeper some issues. Had to be cleared as well after that. Ferreira into Diaz, who's made a great run. Diaz to finish it off maybe, or just wide. Could have passed it across. Thought Diaz had the opportunity to score there, and he did, but he just put it wide. Okay, final change. We're going to bring on Hill up right back. We're going to move Danilo to us at the right attacking mid, and that means we'll take off Patrick Roberts. Getting quite tired and struggling really to have too much of an impact on that right-hand side now because of that tiredness. So he'll go on at right back. He's not played in a little while, so we're going to give him a chance. 70 overall. I think he's 18 years old as well. Ferreira would have been the obvious option at left back. He'd taken off Danny Rose, but I think Ferreira has played a decent amount last episode in particular. I want to give Hill a chance. Not played him in a little while. Diaz threading it through here. Danilo going to stretch and get to it. It's 3-0. Danilo scores. and he's just been put into that position not so long back, and he gets himself a goal here, puts it into the back of the net. It's 3-0 now, a really controlled victory here, fantastic performance, a very dominant display as well, and Danilo, the right back, scoring a goal into the left-hand side of the net, making it 3-0. That's a 3-0 win into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup, beating Watford here. Really good performance, a solid performance as well. Never looked like we were going to concede against Watford. They had very few chances. I can only remember one chance in the first half. We'll wait to see exactly how many shots they did have, but so controlled. Very, very good performance in general. 3 shots, 1 on target for Watford, and control possession as well. Moreno's just asked for a new contract. He's actually asked for a pay rise, I should say. It's going to be a 1-year extension and 40 grand a week. Squad rotational player. I want him to actually stay at the club a little bit longer. I've been quite impressed with him recently. He looks like a potential game changer for us, despite him not being in the first team. When he's in our other teams, he is the best player on the pitch most of the time. So he was also very good in that last game as well. 6 minutes in, he managed to put us into the lead. So can't really ask for too much more from him. I think he's going to stay at the club past this January transfer window as well, into next season, hopefully. We do have a player accepting our contract to join the SANE team. That's great news. All these guys have got really, really high potential, so there's never anybody that joins that's not going to have some sort of impact. We always only add people with really good potential, so I'm looking forward to trying to train him up, hopefully, and we'll wait and see exactly over the next few weeks whether he does have any space in the training drills. Okay, on to the next league game of the season against Aston Villa. We're now second in the league after a bit of a shaky recent few fixtures. We're second in the league, 1 point behind Arsenal after 13 matches, so not in a terrible position, of course, averaging 2 points a game at the moment. Aston Villa is going to be simmed this match. It's going to be the 4-3-3 formation that we've been playing recently. Edison, Kyle Walker, Company, Ferreira, Mendy, Suarez, Sol, Fernandez, Silva, Sane and Gabriel Jesus all starting. Let's see how we get on simming this match at home. Obviously the team we put out is better than Villa's. We'll wait and see though whether EA agrees with that and what sort of scoreline they produce for this game. So far, 40 minutes in, 0-0, approaching half-time, and Sané gets the goal on the stroke of half-time, puts us 1-0 up. Gundogan comes on, Sol goes off, and that means that we are currently 2-0 up actually. Fernandez gets the goal now, 15 minutes left of this game. Should now go on to get the 3 points. Carlos Gil pulls one back, and Baker pulls up. And that has meant the game has finished 2-1. Got ourselves 3 points. Really, really happy with that result. And of course, 3 points was the main thing against Aston Villa there. Let's crack on to the next game now against Sevilla. We'll change on the team. Obviously going to be playing this match. And Marlos Moreno has accepted the new contract as well. So all good things happening at the moment. So really, really happy with our form over the last couple of games. This game against Sevilla is going to be really important. It's the last game of the Champions League group stages. If we lose this match, Sevilla go top. I mean, if we draw the match, we still remain top. But basically, we can't afford to lose this game. And we've got to go out there. We've got to make sure that we're performing as well as we have done in recent matches. Okay, on to some player drills before the game against Sevilla. These are the 5 drills we're going to go with. Ferreira comes in there, our left winger, just to do a long passing drill. All these other stats look really, really good and well-rounded at the moment. So, going to work on his long passing for a few weeks. Ribero's getting really, really close to 71 overall now. He's doing fantastically. For those who don't know, for those who are new to the series or haven't seen certain episodes, Ribeiro has a potential between 93 and 94, so that's why we're training him every week. He's going to be a really, really good player for us, and he's joined us this season to try and get trained up and see how he gets on. So far, gone up 6 overalls. On to the game against Sevilla. This is I'm going to go with Edison, Kyle Walker, Tard, Stones, Rose in defence. In front of that, we've got Kevin De Bruyne and Sol, and then we've got Sterling, Sané, Silva, and Sergio Aguero starting up front, so a very strong team. This is the bench I've gone with Company, Mendy, Suarez, Gundogan, Ferreira, Moreno, and Gabriel Jesus all starting. Okay, so here we go for the final group game of the Champions League, the one that decides who finishes top and who finishes second. Of course, we're now through, which is obviously great, but we want to be through top to hopefully get an easier draw in the next round. Let's see how we get on against Sevilla. Hopefully going to continue our really good form recently into the Champions League group stages. Sergio Aguero running forward here. He's going to try and hold it for Sané. Didn't quite work. Well played. Bernardo Silva wins it back. Aguero going to look to Leroy Sané here. Chance for Leroy Sané on his right foot. Straight to the keeper. Wants it on his left and obviously putting it at the back of the net like that. Didn't quite happen, sadly. Out for a corner. Good bit of movement and well won back by Silva there. Into the middle. Tar connects with it well. Saved comfortably though. Well played, Sterling. Still going and shooting. Good save by the goalkeeper. Really, really good bit of play so far. Looking on top in the early stages of the match. The ball goes in. Tar again connects with it. This time a goal kick. Sterling inside to Sergio Aguero, now to Bernardo Silva to shoot. Go on, oh, he's found the top corner. What a finish from Bernardo Silva 10 minutes before half-time. To make it even better, the build-up play there was incredible. We were patient, we waited for the right moment, kept passing it around the box, and eventually the moment came up for us. Played it into Sergio Aguero brilliantly, who just lays it off to Bernardo Silva here. Really good play. Puts it out wide, comes back inside, dragging their team around all over the place. Brings some space here for Bernardo Silva into the top left-hand corner. Now we are very much back in business. Here we go, 1-0 up. 10 minutes left of the first half. Bernardo Silva gets the first goal. The first half has finished. We're winning the game 1-0 at the moment. We're really playing some fantastic football, the exact football I'm wanting to play. Now we've just got to get the second goal. That's all we're looking for. And I've been really impressed with how we've played this first half in particular. Control possession, and we have looked really, really strong. Aguero onto Leroy Sané. He's going to shoot. Sané, hits the bar. What a strike. So close to the second goal, which we desperately need. It's going to fall to Leroy Sané again. This time saved more comfortably by the goalkeeper. And we've got 20 minutes left of this game. I think we'll make some changes now, try and freshen up the team a little bit. Not that we really need to. We are looking so strong. Literally just for fresh legs, though. We'll bring on Gabriel Jesus, who hasn't played in a little bit. I think we'll also try and freshen up, maybe take off Bernardo Silva. Yes, we'll also bring on Suarez as well behind Gabriel Jesus, take off Bernardo Silva. And Sergio Aguero, 20 minutes left. Let's see what those changes do. Please go short. Please go short. Yes, we've still won it anyway. Gabriel Jesus doing fantastically well. Needs to find the cutback into Bernardo Silva. It wasn't even Bernardo Silva. He's off the pitch. It's a corner anyway, though. It was obviously Suarez who's just come on in that position. Really, really good bit of play from Gabriel Jesus to win it back initially. So close to the second goal. 15 minutes still to try and get it into De Bruyne this time. Headed, but saved. Out from the back every time. We're punishing them every time. And this time it's going to be a goal. It's Gabriel Jesus that scores it. The goalkeeper chooses to roll this out from the back. And it really backfires. We've won it back straight away. And we have managed to just play a lovely ball through into Gabriel Jesus, who finishes it off past the keeper. Gets us the second goal that we needed. And you can just see there, Kyle Walker pressing, wins it back. And then it's just a simple pass, I think, from Suarez to play into Gabriel Jesus. The two substitutes combining and making it 2-0. Exactly why we needed the fresh legs. It's worked perfectly, and we've got the 2-goal advantage. Come on, Sterling. Play it into De Bruyne if you can here. Trying to find the corridor of uncertainty. De Bruyne went for it, but it was intercepted well by the defender. 5 minutes left. De Bruyne off. We'll bring on Gundogan just to kind of fresh up the team a little bit again. Just to rest De Bruyne now for the next game coming up. Make sure there's no injuries or anything like that in the final 5 minutes. Gundogan to deliver. Gabriel Jesus is in there, connects with it, and surprisingly managed to get a shot on target. I wasn't expecting that to be on target. Had to be saved by the goalkeeper. Another corner for us. Can we try and cause them some damage here? Tar flicks it on as far as Gabriel Jesus had to be cleared yet again. What a pass. They've opened us up here late on Sevilla. Kyle Walker intercepts brilliantly and prevents a shot that could well have gone in the back of the net and lost us the clean sheet here in the final few minutes, but he hasn't. We've managed to win the game 2-0. Fantastic result for us and another really, really good performance. So happy with that because, again, controlled the match from start to finish. Something that we've not done in so long, and yet we've managed to do it now for 4 or 5 games in a row. 15 shots, 10 on target. It's incredible how one formation change can just change things so massively for you. And that might well change the whole season, to be honest, that formation change to a 4-2-3-1. It has just worked perfectly for us. It just seems to really work for us in game. Got the tactics right, put the instructions on the players. That seems to be working really well as well. And so far doing really, really well. We might not even need to sign Neymar now. We still will, but we might not necessarily have needed to, given the form that we're currently in. So after a win midweek against Aston Villa, that's now put us into first place. Joint points with Leicester City, but just edging them on goal difference. So that's great news for us. We also go through now in the Champions League group stages as top of that group as well. So that's great news. We should hopefully hear in the next few days how much money we get from that. Not that we really get to see out of it, to be honest. We also need to find out who we've got in the round of 16 of the Champions League as well. Ribeiro, the right winger, not happy with his role at the club. That's fair enough. He's not getting much of a look in, to be honest. But he, at the end of the day, 70, 71 overall, something like that. So he's still got to be trained a little bit more. He's 70 overall. He might well come in for some of the cup games. Just before we get into this Stoke City game, some great news. We've got Sanchez coming back from injury. He's obviously not ready for this match, but he will be back hopefully for the next game. We've also got some prize money. That's £18.5 million for qualifying in first place of the Champions League group stages. Humphreys Grant wants to play this game against Stoke City. Okay, this could be an interesting team that I put out because I was considering playing Ribeiro as well for this match. I think there's also maybe an international break, or at least we've got a break off from games anyway, so 8 days off or just a week and 1 day off. So yeah, we might look to rotate the side slightly. I had a game against Sevilla a few days ago, but we'll decide on the team now. I don't want to go so weak that we end up losing this match, and I don't want to also end our good run of form as well. 2 changes to the starting 11 that we played in the last game. Literally Company coming into the side and Gabriel Jesus starting. Other than that, exactly the same. Also brought on Humphreys Grant and Ribeiro into the bench, so that means they'll come off the bench, and that is how they'll get their game time, basically. Sergio Aguero gets on the bench as well. Tarvis is out here. A little bit unlucky to do that, to be honest, but he's going to get a rest before the bigger matches coming up after the little break that we've got. Still some other players missing out as well. Ferreira missing out of this game. Danilo not getting much of a look in at the moment, so a little bit gutted about that. He will probably ask to leave again, no doubt, very shortly, because he's just struggling to compete with Kyle Walker, who's just so much better than him in game. Let's crack on with the match. Let's see how we get on and hopefully beat Stoke City. Okay, then here we go for this match at Stoke City. Let's see how we get on against them. We've got to try and get ourselves 3 points in the league. Of course, we're still joint top at the moment. Need to try and find a way of extending our lead, and to do that, we need to win here, ideally. I think this game could be a bit of a test for us, to be honest. Stoke City starting really lively, so I don't know whether this will be a particularly easy win at all. So, that's it for the first half. Sadly not managed to get ourselves into the lead just yet, 0-0. But Stoke City playing quite well, so they are giving us a little bit of a challenge. We've not managed to have as many chances as usual. We're still playing good football at times though, so I'm not worried about the performance. It just depends whether we get near enough to their goal to be able to find the back of the net. So that's the only issue that I've got at the moment. Not so sure how close we're going to get there, because their defenders are so tied to the back, so strong. It makes things quite difficult for us to pass through them. So we are trying, we are hopefully going to break them down at some point. We won't have too many chances I can't see in this half, and that one was overhit there. Could have found Leroy SANE. What's a ball in? Oh, Gabriel Jesus wins it, and he's got himself on the end of that cross. Gabriel Jesus scores, and it's 1-0 from an unlikely source there. A cross out wide here from Leroy SANE. Of all teams, you don't expect Stoke City to concede from a cross. Usually quite big and physical in the box. Not this time though. Gabriel Jesus gets in front of his man, makes it 1-0. That's exactly what we had to do. You've got to find a way around this team. If you can't pass through them, you've got to find a cross or something else. And we've done it here in the opening 5 or 10 minutes of this second half. Managed to put ourselves in front. Okay, first 2 changes with 20 minutes left of this game. Humphreys, Grant and Ribeiro to come on. We'll take off Sol, and we'll also be taking off Raheem Sterling as well. We won't make the final change just yet. We might make it maybe 10-15 minutes left of this game. We'll have to wait and see exactly what else we're needing. Silva might be the player to come off, to be honest. He's moved out to the right-hand side and could well struggle a little bit more against Lozano, who's on Stoke City's left. Go on, Gabriel Jesus. Wins it back here. Gonna look to Ribeiro to play the ball through to him. Ribeiro, does he have the finish? Oh, saved by the keeper. It's going to fall to Bernardo Silva. He's going to try it to De Bruyne, who skies over the bar. Really good opportunity for Ribeiro there, the substitute. Only been on the pitch 5 or 6 minutes. Nearly found the back of the net. Just got saved. Gabriel Jesus. Through to Ribeiro again. Go on, Ribeiro, finish this off this time, and he has done. It's the second goal that we needed. He's given us 2-goal advantage. He's doubled our lead, and Ribeiro, the substitute, the guy with the potential of between 93 and 94, gets the goal. He's had 2 chances so far. The first one was close to a goal. This time he does score it past Jack Butland into the back of the net. Thought it was offside though for a second, hence why I hesitated a little bit. But he scores on his first appearance for us. And what a start that is to his Manchester City career. Really, really good start for him. Playing at centre attacking mid as well, so a little bit out of position. And he's won it back again off one of their players. Still going here. Doesn't have loads of pace, Ribeiro, but he feels like it in game. Gets hacked down, and the referee says fairly. Final change, a handful of minutes left here. Moreno going to come on. We'll take off Silva. Like I say, just a couple of minutes, and the ball's just gone out, so I thought I'd make the final change. Ribeiro also getting a yellow card as well as first appearance, but I don't mind that. Ribeiro looks to start another attack here onto Leroy SANE. It's 2 versus 1. This has got to be a goal. The pressure's on to score it here. Sané's going to go across into Moreno, in fact, and it's saved. Oh my days, wasn't supposed to be for him. It's supposed to be for Gabriel Jesus. It's a 2-0 anyway, 3 points in the bag. And yeah, the pass wasn't quite right in that final attack, but it's fine. We got the win, that was the main thing as well. And we performed really, really well again in that game, the whole of the match as well. Even though the second half was when we got the goals, the first half was good. We managed to put up with Stoke City, who started off the game really, really well, very fast and very strong as well. We managed to find a way around it, we solved that problem, and we managed to get ourselves 3 points here in the league. Hopefully that'll extend our lead in front of second place. We'll wait to see exactly what the league table says though. Okay, Leicester City still yet to play. They'll probably play today, in fact, so we'll sim in a couple of seconds time, and we'll see exactly how Leicester City get on. First of all, open some player drills. Let's see how he gets on to finish off today's episode. Ribeiro goes up to 71 overall. We saw how good he was in that last game when he came on for us, and he's probably going to get some more game time with those sort of performances. Off the bench, mainly. I can't see him starting too many games we've got coming up, because obviously got quite a packed team, but we can probably find some space for him off the bench. Man City not so happy with our youth development objective. We have not managed to sell youth players, basically. That's what they're annoyed about. £2.5 million, roughly, is how much we want to make profit-wise from them. We're going to try and do it. I mean, there's going to be some youth players leaving eventually. I can't guarantee it'll be this window. Hopefully it will be. But we do have quite a lot of youth players. I think there's 1 or 2 that I'm looking to get rid of. Hill might be one of them, to be honest. He's not grown massively for an 18-year-old, so he's not happy to do at the club anyway. Humphreys, Grant, happy to have got a little bit of game time there. Okay, on to the final game of today's episode. We're going to be simming this match against Leicester City, the team that just drew in their last match. match. Now we've got a 2-point advantage over them in the league, and obviously if we were to lose this game, they'd go back in front of us. So if we can win this match, we'll get a really, really good lead in front of the teams beneath us. Of course, that's what we're going to be trying to do. We'll change around the team now and see what side we'll put out. Okay, on to the final game against Leicester City. Let's crack on with this game anyway. This is the side that I've gone with on the left-hand side. As you can see, quite a strong team, some changes anyway, but hopefully enough to beat Leicester City. Mark Albrighton missing a penalty though, 16 minutes in, not a great start from us. Past the 30-minute mark in this game, approaching half-time. SANE gets the goal just before half-time. Aguero doubles it just after half-time, winning the game 2-0 here. 30 minutes left of the match. Should now see this game off. Let's sim, and yes, got ourselves a 2-0 win. Really happy with that. 3 points, of course, and that will extend our lead in front of Leicester City. So we'll have a look at the league table now. We should be in a really, really good position. 5 points in front of second place, 7 points in front of third. Yeah, we suddenly managed to really go much further up the league table than we were before. Let's go with some play drills. We'll take out Fernandez, who's not making too much progress recently, and we'll focus on some other players that we think might. We'll bring in Ferreira. We're going to see how his shot power can do over the next few weeks. Obviously, his finishing's 88, so that's not the main focus of his progress, but of course, if we can increase that, that'll be great. Let's see how we get on this week. A couple of stats go up there for Ribeiro. Other than that, pretty poor week, really. But that's okay. Sometimes you get those sort of weeks, and hopefully in the next few months we can see more progress. We'll end today's episode finding out what Leroy Sané is going to do. He said he's made his decision. We've just got the email through from him. We'll know whether he's going to be sold or whether he's going to be staying now for the January transfer window. Let's see exactly what happens. Mendy saying thanks. Bossman Silva saying thanks. My decision. I'm totally adamant now. I want you to sell me as soon as possible. I want to go on the transfer list. Leroy Sané has made the decision to leave Manchester City in the January transfer window. Okay. Look for the positives. There's going to be a space for Neymar now, definitely on that left-hand side. But Leroy Sané, 87 overall. He looks really, really good as well in game. He's been a real threat since we changed the formation. Gutted to hear about that, but we'll have to replace him. Neymar's obviously going to be the replacement. We've got Sanchez still in the team as well, or he'll be leaving though. So we're going to have to find another replacement potentially, or we can just promote Moreno, who's been obviously used a little bit more recently since Sanchez got injured. So yeah, Leroy Sané wants to leave. I'm not so sure how much money we'll get for him. Ideally, we don't want to transfer list him, so we can try and just wait for an offer and get more for him. But obviously around £50 million is what he's worth, so we're going to try and get that. We'll get as much as possible. But yeah, really gutted about that because he's such a good player. Really frustrating when players decide to tell you that when we're just getting into a really good position with them especially. So yeah, Leroy Sané, one of our more valuable players, refusing the contract, and our third most valuable player as well, asking to leave. Very strange decision. Look at his stats. This is what we're going to be missing out on when he eventually leaves in the January transfer window. Hopefully the board don't sell him. Hopefully I can be able to sell him and get the most amount of money for him. 87 overall, 22 years old. Gutted to get rid of him. But he does now seem to be on the way out. So it's going to have to be Neymar to replace him. Maybe it'll be part of a trade deal. I'll have to wait and see next episode when we get into the January transfer window. So come back for that. So that'll be tomorrow at 12 PM UK time. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. If we could try 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe as well down below. And that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.